Trayvon Martin is the teenage boy who was murdered by a psychotic, racist loser named George Zimmerman. And I hope the word murdered resonates with you. George Zimmerman, the local self-appointed neighborhood watchman, decided Trayvon Martin looked suspicious. He called the police to report a suspicious black teenager. The police told him, "We're on the way. Do not follow that boy." Repeat, do not follow that boy. But George Zimmerman made the decision to follow Trayvon anyway, because in his words, they always get away. They always get away. In other words, the suspicious teenage niggers always get away. And I'm not going to let this suspicious teenage nigger get away. And I'm going to make sure to take the safety off my 9mm as I follow this suspicious teenage nigger. So George follows Trayvon. George chases Trayvon. He eventually grabs Trayvon. Trayvon screams for help. It's all captured on the 911 calls, which I'll link to below. The calls are horrifying to listen to. You hear this helpless teenage boy screaming for help before he's silenced forever by George Zimmerman's 9mm. Trayvon Martin was only about 140 pounds. George Zimmerman outweighed him by at least 30 pounds. Trayvon Martin was not carrying a weapon unless a pack of Skittles he just purchased for his little brother counts as a weapon. George Zimmerman was carrying a weapon. In fact, the people in the neighborhood that George Zimmerman appointed himself to watch over were not even aware that this psychotic, racist loser was walking around their gated community with a gun. Trayvon Martin was not committing a crime. George Zimmerman committed murder. And if the police department don't consider that a crime, then something is very wrong. There needs to be more national outrage over this incident. The police department needs to be pressured into arresting George Zimmerman as soon as possible, because if they don't, it will send a very clear message that any psychotic racist loser who decides you look suspicious can follow you, take the safety off their firearm, and shoot you dead. And to the parents of George Zimmerman, whether you meant to raise a racist or not, you clearly did. Your son is a racist, and he deserves to spend the rest of his life behind bars.